Welcome to this broadcast. It's not going to be a very long broadcast because I've got work to do outside. Big Wheels is here. Hello, Big Wheels. I think there was a bit of a glitch in yesterday's broadcast. People were obviously commenting, but I wasn't receiving the comments. BTR Giles is here. Welcome, BTR Giles. Yeah, so I had a notification from behind the scenes. Kevin P is here. Hello, Kevin P. Welcome. And she said that no one was... everyone was making comments, but there was nothing there. I thought I was by myself. So anyhow, a friend of mine, Adam, from Stoneford, Illinois. Hello, Adam. How you going? Just speaking of you. Speaking of you, notified me that also that things weren't going right. Anyhow, that's modern technology for you, isn't it? Anyhow, I just sort of having lunch. Marissa Davis 2125 is here. Hello, Marissa. Welcome to this broadcast. Well, now that I've got a few viewers, I just got my four-wheel drive back. In fact, I made a blog, a blog, and Kevin P. Hello, Kevin P. I haven't seen her talk to. You're talking about me? Yeah. No, I haven't been broadcasting as often as I've whoops. Three years. It seemed that while, didn't it? It was about 6 or 7 weeks, and yeah, I'm sort of okay. I've got some minor medical problems at the moment. I've got to go and see the doctor on Friday. But be that as it may, I'm going to show you all. Thank you, BTR Giles. I'll get this heart right one of these. Anyhow, what happened was they called it a solenoid. Something to do with the four-wheel drive transfer box. I'm from Australia. Jam out with my clam out. Thank you, Jam out, for the what is it? A camera, is it? Oh, it looks like, I'm not sure what it is, but thank you for it anyhow. Appreciate the gesture. I'm going to show you what this $1,000, yeah, you heard right, this $1,000 solenoid looks like. Okay, Adam. Thank you, Big Wheels. Thank you for that. Are you ready? Are you ready to see what I paid $1,000 for initially? There it is. Now, can you honestly see $1,000 in this monstrosity? And you can smell it. It has burnt out. It became compromised by water. The original piece became compromised by water. But instead of finding out where the water was getting into the cab, Daniel RC is here. Hello, Daniel RC, and welcome. Instead of finding out where the water was leaking into the cab, they decided to put my $1,000 new solenoid that I paid for, and just raise it off the floor a little bit in an ad hoc solution. That didn't work, and of course 3 weeks later moisture got in again and compromised my new $1,000 unit plus $450 to have it fitted, and they expected me to pay for it again, and I said no way. I said, you are negligent because you should have found out where the leak was in the first place, where the water was getting in to the cab. And they couldn't see it my way to begin with. But they eventually did. I eventually convinced them they were at fault, and they accepted that, and they replaced it free of charge, which is only fair and just. And I had to pay out a total of $750 odd for them to find out where the leak was. That was okay. They should have done it in the first place, and if they'd done it in the first place, we would have had to pay that anyhow. So yes, that's it. That's the $1,000 solenoid. Can you see $1,000 in that? I could buy the latest iPhone for far less than $1,000. It'd have miles more technology than this damn thing. It's galvanized metal at the bottom and plastic, and I don't know what's inside of it, but it's obviously got some sort of circuit. No, couldn't do this yourself because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what the problem was. So anyhow, I've got the part number here, so I'm going to get online and see if I can find out what this thing actually cost. Not that I can do anything about it, but we all know that spare parts is a big rip-off. It's a great spare parts rip-off. And send you a picture. I need to send you a picture. There, you can see the part number there. Where is it? There it is. Berg Warner. Berg Warner. I've heard of Borg Warner, but not Berg Warner. Yeah. I suppose I could take a photo of it and send you out them. But anyhow. So I had to wait 6 weeks. When I paid for it, it only took them 3 weeks. But when they were paying for it, they took their time. Anyhow, I'm going to frame that. Yes, I know that is you, Adam. I know that is you. I'm going to frame this. Cannot see $1,000 in that. I'll do the screws. There's 4 screws at the back, as you can see. And I will have a look what's inside there. There's obviously some sort of printed circuit in there, but good grief, $1,000? They probably made it for less than 10. Anyhow, there you go. That was the problem I was experiencing with my 4-wheel drive. I hope I don't experience it again. Hold it up again. Okay. It's upside down. Hang on. Upside down, Miss Jane. Upside down. It obviously came from Great Wall in China. Okay. Yeah. There is a postmark on it here. I've got to put my reading glasses on. Great Wall. Made in China. Yeah, it came directly from China, from Great Wall in China. Anyhow, like I said, this is only a short broadcast because I just had a little bit of lunch. It's now 23 minutes past 3 Tuesday afternoon here in Oz, Feb 23. And I've got some more welding to do outside. I did some yesterday on a broadcast. I just thought I'd do it for something different. I won't do it again. Yeah, I had some, well, not some good tucker, but just some tucker because I think I should eat some. I haven't been feeling hungry really because, as I said, I'm not feeling really well. With my guts playing up a treat, and I am going to the doctor on Friday. That was as soon as I could get in to see him. Smith Kodji is here. Hello, Smith Kodji, and welcome to this broadcast. Yes. Anyhow, it's another very warm day here in Oz. It's bang on 30 degrees C in my shed, which is 86 Fahrenheit. So anyhow, I'm going to put this $1,000 piece in a frame. $1,000. Couldn't believe it. What state you say? What state? I'm in New South Wales. New South Wales, which the capital is Sydney. Sydney is not the capital of Australia. I'm just saying this again because some folk think Sydney is the capital of Australia. It's not. Canberra is. Canberra, the Australian Capital Territory, which is a separate territory in the state of New South Wales. Canberra is the capital of Australia. Cheers. And I also got the camera. Excuse me. I also got the camera adapter for my telescope. It's no good because you've got to take out the 25 magnification eyepiece, and you get no magnification. I've got a spotting scope that would bring the moon closer than this telescope with the eyepiece missing. In fact, I've got a 300mm telephoto lens here that I can put on my camera. That will give me closer shots at the moon than what I can get through the telescope. doesn't make sense. So I went back to where I bought it and said, oh, this is useless. Gabe is watching. Gabe. Hello, Gabe. Welcome. So yes, Patar L is watching. Hello, Patar L. Welcome. You are something of a regular visitor, I seem to remember. I seem to see your name up here quite often when I broadcast, although I haven't been broadcasting it often of late because I've just been feeling a bit out of sorts. I haven't really felt like talking to anyone. Well. Getting old is not what it's cracked up to be. Today is the 23rd. 10 days. In 10 days' time, I'll be 68. 68. Where's all the time gone? All the years. Oh, things have gone by so quickly. So anyhow, when I went down to pick up the four-wheel drive, I had to walk about 400 or 500 metres down to the dealership. So I put the GoPro camera on my cap and made a vlog out of it. A vlog. Come along for the walk. I've been getting a few views on my vlogs. Yeah, why not? Why not do it? It's easy enough to do. And I like doing that sort of thing. You know, I've got in another 6 or 7 weeks I'll have had my YouTube channel for 3 years. What have I got? 330 odd uploads, I think. All these are included. These broadcasts go onto my channel. So and surprisingly I get some views. I suppose people just scroll through them, you know, they have a look at what's going on initially, then scroll through. That's what I do when I watch the replays. I just scroll through them. But still, a view is a view is a view. Yeah, so I've got my four-wheel drive back, and now I've got a lot of work to do. I want to take the custom-made fold-out unit that's on the back, on the tray, and I want to put it on a trailer. Because I want to put a canopy on the back of the four-wheel drive so I can put my camp bed, my refrigerator, and the gun cabinet that I have to take away. I have to, by law, have the firearms I take away locked up under lock and key. That's the rules here in Australia. The law, the regulations. But still, at least they're safe and sound, locked up in the steel case. Yeah, so anyhow, I've got to brave the heat again this afternoon and do a little bit more grinding, a little bit more welding. Then I've got to clean out a corner down here because there's some rubbish that's got to be taken out to the trailer that's already chock-a-block full out in the front yard, and put it all in and load it up and strap it down and take it to the tip. You know, here, even though we're ratepayers, you have to pay $154 a tonne. Hello, here comes my dearly beloved. Uh-oh. What have you got there? My old school books. A new person is watching. Hello, new person. Oh, right. I'm just doing a quick broadcast. Oh, my old textbooks. Oh, thank you. What have we got? Midsummer Night's Dream. Yeah, we did that in high school. Longfellow's shorter poems. These might be collector's items. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. I like that. Oh, The Invisible Man. H.G. Wells. Now that might be a first edition. That could be worth a packet if it is. I can't see. Can't see at the moment. Midsummer Night's Dream again. A bigger version. What's this one? Oh, The Hound of the Baskervilles. I think it is. Oh no, it's the Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes. I've read a lot of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's books. Sherlock Holmes. A big Sherlock Holmes fan. What have we got here? Oh, The Return of Sherlock Holmes. Beauty. And Robert, how about that, eh? I got my old science book too. Science textbook when I was in high school. Could never understand science. Did nothing for me at all. Same with geometry. Now, mathematics was fine. I was fine with mathematics, algebra, logarithms. I've forgotten it all now, but because that was over 50 years ago. Matt R35 Crew is here. Hello, Matt R35 Crew. How are you? Welcome to the broadcast. Midsummer Night's Dream, eh? All these old books. Well, if that, where is it? Where'd it go? Oh, The Lady of the Lake by Sir Walter Scott. Where's the other one gone? I was just thinking, if this Invisible Man from Penguin is a first edition, it could be worth a few bob. But I can't see if it is. No, I don't think it is. No. Oh well. Oh well. Something else to add to the mess in my shed office. Ooh. Oh, good grief. Excuse me. Yes. So yes, now I've got the four-wheel drive back. As I said, I've got to go and move some rubbish down the corner here, down the corner of the backyard, and I've got to put in these support frames for my wife's wisteria plants. That's what I was welding up yesterday. There was a bit of a glitch with that broadcast, but it was just something I wanted to do, something different, and people were commenting, but I wasn't receiving the comments. I thought I was alone. I thought I was talking to myself. Experiencing a minor health problem to go with everything else. But that's his life. Such is life. That tea's good. Oh, I had the old mouse here in the shed, and I had a mouse trap just down here to the left, about 3 feet away, and it already trapped one mouse, but it's gone. So I'd say a mouse has probably got one of its feet caught in the trap and it's wandered off, and now I've got to find it before it stinks the shed out. And I've looked all around where I can see, but there's a lot of shelving units here, and now I've got to get out my little viewer. It's one of those things that you can put down pipes and that. It comes up on the little screen, I forget what it's called. So I'm going to have to get it out and have a look behind the old gun cabinet here and the old shelving units to see if I can find the little bugger. If it's not one thing, it's another. I tell you. Yes, hang on, I'll show you. Actually, I'll show you this adapter. Go. Because some of you may be into astral photography. You might have your own telescope, I don't know, but this is the unit here. This is what you take your lens out of the camera, that screws in, and then you take the eyepiece out and this slots in. Trouble is, there's no magnification. So when I mounted the camera to it, I couldn't even focus. Couldn't even focus on the moon. When you look through the telescope through the eyepiece, the moon's really close. You can see the craters, and you can see around the perimeter of the moon. You can see the hills, the mountains, whatever. But no, This is virtually useless. As I say, I can get better photographs with the 300mm lens than I can putting this on the telescope. So I said to them where I bought it, no go. So I don't know whether you can hook it up to the eyepiece or not. I fiddled around with it a couple of nights ago. No, you can't meet my wife. No, I'm sorry, BTR Giles, because she refuses to appear on camera. In all the videos I've done, in all the vlogs I've done, you will never see her on camera because she absolutely refuses to be on camera. Sorry. But that's her choice, and I respect that choice, her decision. Some people don't like to be filmed, be photographed even. Me, I don't give a hoot nor a holler. I mean, look at me. I know I'm a ruggedly handsome individual. Yeah. No, I don't care. I don't care who takes a photo of me. I'm not backward in coming forward. I don't mind putting my face out there for all the world to see. What harm does it do? Yeah, so anyhow, if any of you are into astrophotography and you've got a Canon camera like this is the EOS 1200, you just pop the lens out, screw that in, slot it onto the telescope, and nothing. Couldn't even focus, as I said. It just wouldn't focus. The tube's too long, I think. Too long. I think that's what it is, yeah. So I don't know. Anyhow, where I bought it from, the shop where I bought it from, they're going to try and sort it out and see what the problem is. They're going to get on to someone up in Byron Bay, which is north of Coffs Harbour, and get some information from him, and because he's really into astrophotography. I was going to get into it too. I was looking forward to shooting some images of the moon, putting some filters on and making some videos and that, really close up stuff. But no, couldn't do it. More disappointment, more money outlaid for nothing. Oh, tea's good. Well, I see my friend Adam hasn't come back. Whoops. Yes. So yes, I got a fair bit of welding work to do out here. Building, I had to make 8 poles, 8 uprights, 2100mm long. So I had to weld together pieces of pipe I had around here. I had lots of pieces of pipe, but some had to have 3 pieces welded together, some 2. But I was out yesterday afternoon. I had the camera outside, so my broadcast yesterday was, I think it was yesterday. Would have been quite boring. Someone would have come in and said, "What's going on here?" So I came in and sat back down, and of course with the camera out there, and the microphone works from the internal webcam. Excuse me. And I think I'll have to change that. I don't see the point in having the microphone working on the internal webcam when I've got a Logitech C920 camera. In fact, I've got 2 of them. I downloaded Manycam. It was the free app, but it's useless. I did some research on it, and I found out that in order to get the an app that works, you got to pay for it, because the free app, no, you couldn't use. I couldn't find out how to use 2 cameras, and I bought it. Hang on a sec. I bought a. I bought a couple of these USB leads. They're 1.8 meters long, so I could extend the cameras. And this is my other Logitech C920, which I thought had broken down, but no, it wasn't that. It wasn't the camera at all. So now I've got 2 of them. But I bought this this 4 USB unit, so I could plug into the laptop. I thought I'd be able to run both cameras simultaneously with this Manycam, but no, couldn't. But I'll keep fiddling around and I'll figure out some way to do it. I thought it'd get to be a matter of plugging in both cameras and you'd be able to just maybe put one camera in and pull the other one out. No, as soon as you do that, you lost the broadcast. But I like to try all these things. But I'm certainly not what you'd call IT savvy. But I'm getting better all the time. See, it's all right for you young people because you've grown up with it, with all these apps and all this stuff. But me, no. It's hard for us older people. But I love it all. I love all modern technology. I think it's great when it works. And when it doesn't work, it's it's a real pain. But I've got my friend Adam now, who's a computer specialist over there in Stoneford, Illinois, and he can give me a hand. You know, he's got that team viewer thing, and yeah, he's helped me a couple of times. I think Adam's gone off on his computer to find out about this $1,000 part. $1,000. Eric, now this is a bit of a tongue twister. Eric Diagonaut. I'm sorry if I can't pronounce your surname. Eric, welcome to the broadcast. Yes, some of the usernames are a bit of tongue twisters. Yes, well, I suppose I'll have to wait till my friend Adam gets back because, as I said, this was only going to be a short broadcast just to let everyone know I'm alive and kicking. And I've got to go out and brave the hot weather. I've got to put on my welding gear and do a bit of grinding, a bit of welding. It makes me tired just thinking about it. Yeah. Oh, and I also made up an equilateral triangle so I could raise it 700 millimeters above the ground so I could put the tripod that the telescope sits on, because if you just with the tripod and you're looking at something very high, say 60 degrees, you got to bend down like this to look through the eyepiece. No, I thought, no, I'm going to build a stand, and I had the scrap metal lying around, so I built this equilateral triangle stand. But I've got to put a couple of extra brackets because when I fiddled around adjusting the tripod, one of the legs slipped off, and I thought, well, I better put in a couple of extra, or an extra triangular shaped piece. There's something about so big, a triangle shape, weld them in place. Yeah, but that's the beauty of metal work. You know, I love working with metal, and I like welding. I'm not a welder. I'm just someone who welds. I'm self-taught. And if there's anything I'm not sure about, I get onto YouTube, because YouTube's got it's a wealth of wonderful tutorials. Every subject from A to Z. So if you want to learn something, get onto YouTube. My wife wanted to learn how to do Bavarian stitching. It's a crochet stitch some time ago, and I said, get onto YouTube. And she found someone there, a woman who presents these tutorials, and, you know, stitch by stitch. As I say, you can learn anything on YouTube. So there's no... Blue Jay is watching. Hello, Blue Jay. Welcome to the broadcast. So yes, there's no excuse these days, is there? Not really. Not with the wealth of information available at your fingertips. Yeah, you can learn anything in the comfort of your own home. You can do just about anything in the comfort of your own home. You can pay bills online. I don't pay bills online. I don't bank online. I don't trust it. It puts too much of yourself out there to be hacked into and whatever, and it happens all the time. You know, people are being robbed and what have you, but yes, I mean, you can do just about anything. I go shopping, grocery shopping. Now here in Sydney, they've Woolworths, which is one of the major supermarket chains here in Australia, has come up with an idea, excuse me, of having a refrigerated unit with an attendant on Central Railway Station, where people can put in their orders and they will bring them there, and when they get off the train they can pick up their groceries. I thought to myself, who the hell's going to use that? But when they interviewed people, they said, yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's true blue Aussie. Yeah, true blue, mate. Yeah, so people said it was a good idea. Sanjeev Della's here. Hello, Sanjeev. How are you? Sanjeev, are you from India? Are you from Pakistan? Sanjeev. I don't know. Sri Lanka? Mumbai. Oh, so you're from India. I got a young friend from on Google Plus who's from India. Young Vani. She's got a community on Google Plus. What's it called? Pearls of Catharsis. Yeah, I always share my videos on there. Oh, there's a few other communities too I share my YouTube videos on. Oh, am I in Mumbai? No, I'm in Australia. I'm Blue Jays from Canada. I subscribe to a chap who lives in Canada. I don't know exactly where, because I know Canada's a very big place. He's an off-grid homesteader, and he uploads videos all the time, and I've subscribed to his channel. Yes, that's the beauty of modern technology, isn't it? I mean, here I am sitting in my shed office on a sunny and very warm Tuesday afternoon here in Australia, on the East Coast, and I'm talking to people virtually all over the world. It's incredible. It's like Skype. You know? I've got a few friends on Skype, and you can talk to people from all over the place. It's incredible technology. Yeah. Never would have thought of that when we were kids, you know. Well, why would we? The world was a totally different place from when I was a kid. Totally different place, and that's a long time ago. Yeah, I grew up in the 50s and 60s. So yeah, a totally different world. Although we were privileged in one respect to see an event that all you younger folk never saw live, and that was the Apollo 11 launch. How to use arithmetic possessions without using the first... No, I don't. Arithmetic possessions. I've not even heard of those before now. What are they? Yes, we were privileged to see the launch of Apollo 11 to the first men of the moon. I know conspiracy theories run rife that they never actually went up. They went up there, all right. No doubt in my mind whatsoever. Yeah, no doubt whatsoever. They went on. I'm not saying that they didn't fake some of the photographs in the studio, but no, they went up there, all right. Yeah, people go on about the radiation up there, the Van Allen belt and that, but they went through that so quick it wouldn't have had any effect on them at all. So it's all baloney. All these conspiracy theories, even about 9/11. You know, that the government conspired against its own people, and those planes were just holographs. I have no idea about possessives. I know about when people become possessed, but that's a totally different thing. No, I know absolutely nothing about possessive arithmetic. It'll give me something to think about now, something I'll have to look up on Google. Thank you for that, Sanjeev. As if I'm not busy enough as it is, and you give me something else that's going to plague my mind, I'm going to have to find out what it is. I'm like that, you see. I have a thirst for knowledge. I've got to find out what it's all about. No, I'm not coming to India. No, I'm not leaving the shores of Australia. I have no interest in going overseas now. I did when I was much younger, but I didn't have the money, and now I have the money. I'm not interested. I don't like to fly, and I'm not going to go on a cruise ship. So I'm staying here in Australia. I've been in Australia all my 68 years, well, nearly 68 years, and this is where I'm going to stay, and I'm not going overseas. There's too much to see here in Australia. I don't want to go and see the Taj Mahal. Excuse me. I don't want to go and see the Eiffel Tower. I don't want to go and see the Great Wall of China. I'm not interested in it. I can go here and see Uluru, or Ayers Rock as it's called. There are so many things to see in Australia, magnificent natural sights. So why would I want to go overseas? No, I do not just visit my shed, although my shed is my second home. I spend a lot of my time down here. My wife spends a lot of her time in the office in the house, and I spend a lot of my time in my shed office. But no, every winter time I spend this season out in the bush. I go bush for the 3 months. I go and visit my cousin who has a property located in the southwest slopes and plains of New South Wales, and he has a mountain on top of his property, and I camp on top of the mountain for 7 or 8 weeks, and I enjoy the peace and quiet and solitude. And then I leave the property and I go and do some inland fishing. I just go wherever I can find a track leading off to the river. I just take the track, set up camp and do some fishing for a while, and then I go home. And my wife can't wait to get rid of me. Now, we've been married nearly 42 years, and she doesn't mind me going away at all. In fact, she really, I think she looks forward to me going away, because she leaves her in total control of the house, which she's got control of anyhow. But she likes to change things around all the time. It drives me nuts. But when she's here by herself, she can just pull the house to pieces. It can be an utter chaos. What? An arranged marriage? What? No. No, we don't have arranged marriages. Well, no, that's not quite true. I suppose some ethnic groups still have arranged marriages here in Australia. But no, mine wasn't. No, ours wasn't an arranged marriage. No, we met at a cousin of hers' 21st birthday party. That was in 1970. And that was it. You know, kindred spirits. We found we were each other's soulmate, and we got married 4 years later, and we've been married ever since. We've got 2 adult boys. One's 31, one's nearly 34. No grandchildren. That's right. Doesn't bother me. It bothers my wife. She was looking forward to becoming a grandmother, but it doesn't bother me because you don't miss what you've never had. Adacia G is watching. Hello, Adacia G. Welcome to the broadcast. Oh. Yeah, so you don't miss what you never have. So there's no sense pining away on what she's never going to have. But I know she's disappointed. She would have liked to have at least one grandchild, because her sister has got heaps of grandchildren. But enough said on that, because my wife and her sister just do not get on. Totally different people. Different as chalk is to cheese. No, that's enough said on that. I'm waiting for my friend Adam to get back to find out. He's doing a bit of research. I'll show you, because there's a few new viewers here now. I showed this to some of the earlier viewers. I had some trouble with my Great Wall 4-wheel drive, and the battery kept going flat, and I put a new battery in it, but it too went flat, and I had to take it down to the local workshop, well, from the dealer where I bought the vehicle. And I didn't say chalk tastes like cheese. I said it's as different as chalk is to cheese. It's a saying. So anyhow, they found out that it was what they call a solenoid. It's something to do with the transfer box of the 4-wheel drive. Anyhow, this is it. That's it. It was underneath the passenger seat, and it cost me $1,000 to have it replaced. That thing. $1,000. Biggest rip-off under the sun, spare parts. Anyhow, I got it replaced, and 3 weeks later the new one packed it in. And why? Because the dealership didn't check the water getting into the cab. They knew the first solenoid had been compromised by water, but is from a rickshaw. I don't understand that. I know what a rickshaw is. So yeah, so you know, when they saw the old solenoid had been compromised by water, you would have thought, well, hang on a minute, shouldn't we find out where the water's getting into the cab before we put this new part in? No, they just decided my English no good. That's all right. At least you're trying. Yeah, at least you're trying. My Indian's not very good. Yeah, so anyhow, it's a long drawn out story, and finally, you know, after my vehicle being in the workshop for 6-7 weeks, I finally got the vehicle back, and all's good now. It's all good now. It's a long story, so I won't bore you with it. Well, it's getting on, and my friend's not back, and I've got work to do. See, I normally broadcast about 10 at night, my time here in Australia, at 10 p.m. But I just haven't felt like doing that of late, and I just thought I'd film a bit of time here and do this quick broadcast. But I've been on for 41 minutes already. It goes quickly. And the beauty of it is, it goes quickly if you've got a lot of people popping in and saying hello and asking questions. Sanjay, have you never told me about possessives? Not that it matters, I can look it up on Google. Not a problem at all. Come on, Adam. Where are you, lad? I've got work to do. I thought a couple of my young friends might have popped in and said hello. Behind the scenes, Holly and Mini Mittenland, Brittany, might have popped in and said hello, but maybe Mini Mittenland is practicing softball. She's in a softball team. I think it's called the Extremes, if I remember correctly. And Holly, I don't know what's happened to behind the scenes. She might be busy doing something else. She's a lovely lass. I've never actually seen any of her broadcast. I don't know if she broadcasts that often. But I've got a fly buzzing around here. That fly might prove to be an ally, because that fly might zero on where that mouse is. Because there's no noise. I mean, the mouse is probably dead now. It probably died of shock. Because when they normally get a leg caught in a trap, you can hear them flapping around. You can hear the trap making contact with the floor and the walls. But it's as quiet can be here. I can't hear a thing. So that's something else I got to do. Another job. Oh, to say if it's not one thing, it's another. So I've just got to hang in here now until my friend Adam gets back. And I've got all this work to do. Never mind. Well, according to the eye here, I've only got 2 people watching. So I don't know who those 2 people are. One could be me. And I don't know who else. Whoops, no, nothing wrong there. See, that's the trouble when you do these broadcasts. Unless you've got people who keep coming in, making comments, asking questions, it's hard to keep up the talk. You know, you've got to try and think of things to talk about. And sometimes you end up going over ground you've already well trod. I've been on some broadcasts where people have had, well, hundreds of people watching. And I think it's a bit of a waste of time making comments on those, because they go up so fast, the comments are shooting up all the time. But now, I don't think I'd be able to handle hundreds of people watching the broadcast of mine. I wouldn't be able to keep up with the comments. I don't know if you can hear that bird, but that is a speckled honey. No, it's not. It's a friarbird. A very ugly bird, but got a beautiful voice, a beautiful call. It's almost comical at times. It's like it's telling itself the best joke in the world and laughing at it. You know? We have a lot of birds here because we've got a lot of trees in the backyard. And we've got 4 bird bars too, so that brings the birds around. We don't feed them. No need to, because there's plenty of food around as it is. Plenty of food in the trees. There's that fly again. Come on, Adam. Where are you at? Well, everyone's gone. I think everyone's gone. Everyone's gone to see someone else. They might have gone to see Talking Head. Ask Questions, I think it is. I've seen one of his broadcasts. He broadcasts for hours. I think the last time I saw him, he was on for 7 hours or so. I did an 18-hour broadcast once, a few weeks ago, but I wasn't here for the full 18 hours. But 18 hours, and then YouNow cut me off. 18 hours is the time limit when your tag is talked, or so I understand. Because after 18 hours, or just before 18 hours came up, they sent me a little notice saying that the broadcast will terminate after 18 hours. So there you go. Well, considering there's no one here, I'm just going to black out the camera, and I'm just going to finish eating my lunch because I don't like to eat in front of people. So if the camera goes, when you see a black screen, there's nothing wrong with your app or with your device. It's just that I do not like to eat in front of people because I think it's rude. Whereas other broadcasters, they don't care. Not all of them, but a few of them don't seem to mind stuffing their faces with chips and other crunchies and this sort of stuff. I don't have any problem with people drinking, having a drink because your throat gets a bit dry. That's perfectly okay. But I think it's bad manners to eat in front of people. It's also bad manners when you do a broadcast, not to face the camera. I've come across those who just totally ignore the people who are watching their broadcast, and that just does not make sense. BTR Giles, there is nothing wrong with your device. I've just blacked out the screen so I can finish nibbling on my lunch. Because as you know, you've been in my broadcast before, I absolutely refuse to eat in front of people. I think it's rude. So there's nothing wrong with your device, there's nothing wrong with mine. I've just blacked the screen out, or blacked the camera out. You might not agree with that, but that's my decision, that's my feelings, and that's my choice. And I'm just waiting for my friend Adam to come back. He's evidently gone to look up about this spare part. He took a photo of it, held it up to the camera, he took a photo of it, and he wants to see if he can track it down. But, I wish him luck. I was going to do the same thing myself, but he's going to save me the trouble. But he's want to hurry up because time's running out, and I've got work to do. Hello, Ice Queen Angel. How are you, my dear friend? No, there's nothing wrong with your device. I've just blacked the camera out because I'm just having something to munch on, and I don't like to eat in front of people. I think it's rude. So just bear with me for a couple of minutes, Angel. Have you by chance started to read one of my books? How did your trip go to the hospital? You were going to the hospital, I think, the last time you were on one of my broadcasts. I hope everything went well. I'm back. Ice Queen invites you to Angel Josh. So Ice Queen may not be here. Just popped in and went again. And I was wondering if she'd started to read one of my books. I emailed her 2 of my novels. I have them available on my website. They're 99 cents each, but I'm not selling any, so I'm giving them away free. So anyone who likes to read and would like to read 2 of my self-published novels, you are quite welcome. Or you need to go to my website and pardon me, and you'll click contact, and you can email me, and with your email address, of course, and I will send them to you for free. You can upload them to your EvacGraffiti845. Hello, EvacGraffiti845. Welcome to the broadcast. How are you today? I'm nearly out of tea, and that is a tragedy. Oh, come on, Adam. I'm just waiting for my friend Adam to come back on. He was watching, but he's gone off to do some research on my behalf. It's about a part that I had to be replaced in my four-wheel drive that initially cost me $1,000. True. No, you're not hearing wrong. $1,000. And if you're there, Evac Graffiti, I will show you the part because I've shown everyone else. There it is there. $1,000. Hello, Adam's back. What did you discover, Adam? I was just showing Evac Graffiti this $1,000 part. It's what they call a solenoid, and it has something to do with the four-wheel drive transfer case. It's located under the passenger seat of my four-wheel drive, and it became compromised by water, and it burnt out, and so I had to go and get it replaced. Katarina Clayton is watching. Hello, Katarina Clayton. And it cost me $1,000 plus $450 to get it fitted. And I'm going over ground I've already trod, but I've got a few new viewers, so I will tell you. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Adam. I hope you're not joking with me. He's a bit of a joker, Adam. I don't know whether he's serious or not at times. It's spelled bawling wrong. It's B-A-W. No, I'm sorry. If you're being sincere, I'm very sorry to hear that. Who was it? Oh, okay. So, I apologise. Is it anyone we might know? Oh, okay. All right. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. Yeah. Was it sudden? Was this person a young person and it was sudden? MGC Punk Colours is here. Hello, MGC Punk Colours. Welcome to this broadcast. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Adam. Okay, Adam's going to leave me a message on Skype. I'll have to check it out later on after I finish doing... Okay, I understand. I perfectly understand. I'm not going to press you to divulge anything at all. I perfectly understand. I will respect your privacy. Yes, MGC, I'm just about to finish this broadcast. Well, I don't know, it depends who pops up, but it's now 4:10, Tuesday afternoon here on the east coast of Oz, and I've got work to do. I've got more welding to do, and but I'm not going to televise this one. I did a broadcast, I think it was yesterday, and people probably wondered what was going on, and I kept coming back in and sitting down and explaining what I was doing, but there was a glitch with YouNow, and I thought I was talking to myself because there were no messages or anything or comments popping up, but evidently they were when I wasn't seeing them. So I had to terminate the... A Peyton is here. A Peyton 77 is watching. Hello, a Peyton 77. 77 Sunset Strip. That was an old American television show. Gee, that's going back a long time. Ah, the memories. Anyhow, I was... what was I doing? I don't know. Are any of you new viewers interested or do astrophotography? Do you have a telescope? Now, the reason I ask is I've always been very interested in looking at the night sky, and I recently bought a telescope, and I've got a Canon EOS 1200D, and thank you, Apperton. I will repay the compliment when I finish the broadcast. I can't do it while I'm broadcasting. So I bought an adapter. This is it here. This section, you take the lens out, and this section screws into the camera, and then this piece screws into it, and you slot it in to the telescope. But the problem is you've got to remove the 25 power plus eyepiece, and it's totally useless, because without the eyepiece you lose magnification. I can't see the point in it. You know, I don't know what this cost. I think nearly $100 for both pieces, and they're virtually useless. I went outside the other night and I set the telescope up, and I took out the eyepiece and slotted this in, had the camera attached, wanted to take some pictures of the moon, what I thought would be real close, like you see through the telescope. No, it was just small. I would have got better photographs with this, my 300mm telephoto lens. That's useless. Couldn't even focus it. Andrew F is here. Hello, Andrew F. Welcome. Andrew F is watching. Yes, I don't know. Hello, looks like MGC Punk Colours is gone. They just pop in and say hello, then they go. That's okay. I'm a pretty boring sort of fellow, and I've probably got more exciting broadcasts to go and look at. Although I don't know what they'd be, because I've looked at quite a few broadcasts and I don't think they're any better than me. In fact, I find a lot of them quite boring, because some of the broadcasters don't even acknowledge their viewers. So they totally ignore them. Yeah, they got their backs to the camera, and all their side on playing with a mobile. Yeah, I write. Yes, I do write. I've written 5 novels. I've self-published 3. I've got 2 works in progress and a few short stories. I've got plenty of ideas for other novels, but I've sort of lost the enthusiasm to write of late. I'll get back to it, but yeah. I did help a young friend with her grammar. It sort of got me back into writing a little bit. Minnie Mittenland, she had a problem with her grammar, and she wanted me to check it for her, so she Skyped the essay for me. I printed it out, and I rewrote it for her, and she was over the moon with it. She said, "Oh, it was a million times better than I could do." I was really happy with that response, and I said to her, she can use any or all or none at all. Philosophy? No, not really. No. I write fiction with supernatural themes most of the time. Maybe sometimes with science fiction themes. Although I have written one novel that is purely down to earth. It's fiction, but there's no supernatural themes in it at all. It's just a down to earth story. It's a little bit semi-autobiographical, but no, nothing to do with philosophy. I do things about the mind, you know, the stories where some things can challenge the mind. But no, I've sort of delved into philosophy a little bit, but in fact, I even Joshie Joe V. Is the V for 5? The Roman numeral for 5? Or Josh? Is it Josh? Josh Joel? Thank you for watching. Well, my friend Adam's gone. It doesn't look like my 2 young friends, Minnie Mittenland and behind the scenes, are going to pop in and say hello. It's now almost, just after 4:15, and I've got to go outside, brave the heat, put on my welding gear, and a patent 77. Do you write yourself? Before I go, you know, when someone asks me if I write, I wonder if they write themselves. So if a patent 77 is still here, please speak to me. Thrill me with your acumen. Peyton 77. Doesn't look like there's many people watching anyhow. I think it's the little eye that's got a 2 against it. I suppose that tells you how many people are watching. So there's me and someone else. Every time you start a broadcast, there's always one near that eye. So the one must be the person who's broadcasting. So if a Peyton 77 is there, and I've asked my question, do you write a Peyton 77? Oh well, never mind. I think I better call it quits and go and do this work. I don't want to do it because oh no, it has dropped a degree. It was 30 degrees, it's down to 29 now, but it's a little bit sticky. The humidity's up. I was just looking out the bird bath. We've got 4 bird baths in the backyard, and there's a, I think it's the female peewee or mudlark. She's probably deciding whether she's going to have a bath or not. They really love to have a bath. They really do. Well, some of the other birds do too, but these 2 peewees, the mudlarks, they really get stuck into it. They dive in there and splash around. Well, okay. Well, I'm going to say uru, which is Oz for bye, goodbye, and I will end this broadcast, and I will fan whoever has fanned me. And I will be back some other time. I might be back later tonight, who knows. And you know what? I didn't make it to number 1 on talk. I only made it number 3. Oh, I'm losing my grip. Alright folks, I'm off. I've got work to do. Thank you for watching. And until next time, bye for now.